Can you walk us through your typical design process from initial research to final implementation?
Then I'm looking around at where the counter number is written. So the thing was that counter numbers were written on the desk in front, and in front of the desk, the table, there's a huge queue. What if we just put those number somewhere on top of if or there is some navigation, anything which just helps me to find the counter number 11. Then I moved to the WH questions, for example, what the problem was, why the problem arose.
How do you approach user research?
I try to find that who the user is, like what is the age group, what is the demographics, just observe the things around it and document it.
What has been the biggest challenge you have faced in your first project?
Very first project, what I felt is that I had no idea that how a project is documented.
How did you take feedback from other designers?
That by that time I used to connect with people on LinkedIn and spam them with that I'm building a portfolio, I need your feedback, I need your feedback. Just saying that just change the layout, it's not something which is making any sense.
You have did a portfolio for your admission at IDC Bombay. Have you used the same portfolio for your internship as well?
I documented those projects because it will help me to have the conversation with the interviewer about what I have done here as well.
So how is your interview experience for the Cisco?
So the major questions that were threaded around that project was more about the user research, the approaches of finding the solution, the ideation stages.
So for this podcast, I brought to you a guest who do not have any experience with technology, but currently she is working as a UI UX designer at a well-known company, Cisco. So the guest for today's podcast is Shivani Verma, who completed her Bachelor in Fashion Technology. So after that, she completed her Masters in Design from IDC IIT Bombay. And now she is working as a UI UX designer at Cisco. So in this podcast, we will cover her entire journey from her portfolio preparation, her learnings from IIT, and also we will cover her interview experience at Cisco. So if you are someone who are learning UI UX design, or if you are someone who are planning to join as a UI UX designer in product based company, so make sure you watch this entire podcast. So without any further ado, let's get started. So hi Shivani, welcome to the podcast.
Hi Joshua, thank you for letting me know and having this conversation.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank you so much. I know you have a pretty tight schedule, but you have given some of your valuable time. Thank you so much.
No worries.
So Shivani, let us start this podcast with your background. So can you briefly tell us about your background?
So I did my schooling from Delhi Public School, Bulandshahr, where in my 11th, 12th, I took physics, chemistry, maths along with computers. I had a inclination in the creative field, so I happened to join NIFT Bangalore and pursued my bachelor's in fashion technology. After that, and simultaneously I took few internship, and as a part of it, eventually in 2020-22, I happened to give seed and luckily got into IDC IIT Bombay for Masters of Design. So currently I'm working as a UX designer here at Cisco, and
so you have a very nice background. So Shivani, you are from a fashion technology background. I hope you don't have much deeper knowledge in technology. So not now, 2-3 years back. So what motivated or what inspired you to shift from fashion technology to UI UX design?
So what I felt was that while I was pursuing my bachelor's in fashion technology, it didn't align to what the creative field I wanted to be and to learn more about, and there were more creative fields which were arising at the time. For example, UI UX being one, and visual designer profiles were there, and there were many things which were more artistic and creative in contrast to what I was pursuing. So I guess that was the more inclination to look for further opportunities in this field.
So after you're clearing your seed exam, you have to work on your portfolio. So now let us talk about your portfolio. So initially no one will get any certain ideas for the designs. So we should have to take inspirations, or we should have take some references for the design. So where did you find inspirations for your design?
Yeah, so as I previously mentioned that fashion technology is a very different domain to any of the creative aspect. Then connect is very different. So for starting the portfolio thing, I refer to many of the project on Behance.
Okay.
Initially, what happened that everything, when I search for interaction design or something, screens will come, and like I was talking to people, they were like, "Ki, if you talk about IITs and NID, screen is not something
Yeah.
which they focus on. If you show them any
Okay.
project where you have followed a proper process, like they want to know how you're
Okay.
thinking, how you carry forward the problem solving approach. So this is something
Okay.
that they look forward to. Then
Okay.
then I had conversation with few people that like this is the kind of project I have done. Is there a way that I
Okay.
can document and or say articulate it in as a designer's perspective? So there I got a very good guidance, and I refer to few of the projects which are already there on the Behance and are done in IDC. Not just IDC, but
Okay.
people from NID, how they are taking process. So I shortlisted
Okay.
few projects which I thought that they incline to what I have not exactly done, but the process I
Hmm.
can take inspiration from. So,
Hmm.
and I'll tell you very weird thing that I did my internship with one of the like India's best garment exporter company, and it was more
Okay.
of a training module which we developed there as in a group. So I thought that this is something which I've done on very core level, and it was a project which was done in 10 weeks of time, and we had like done good ground study and been there, talked to people, found their problems. So why not I try to articulate this one, because I have more clarity. I know things that I've done as a
Okay.
individual in the team, as a part of the team, so I can talk more about it. So I thought to like how I can like articulate it. That was my major challenge, so I started working upon that. And in my portfolio, the first project was that only, where I have mentioned
Okay.
that what all problems were there, how the solutions that were provided. So we created few visual signages, and I took one aspect of it. So for example, the people who work in a factory are usually like 10th or 12th pass,
Yeah.
and they join garment industry based on the skill set required. The people who are working there on the sewing floor, for example, for them anything which is visual will help them understand and learn faster, rather than if I just make some big poster with lot of writing and cool content, nothing will work. But if visuals are there, that too from say in Hindi, like I was working in interning there in North, and like when
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing what we did. So we just made a training module and all those signages and placards in English, because we are familiar with English. But when we talked to our mentor there, he was like, people don't even people don't communicate in English. So you guys should approach it in a way that write everything in Hindi or add pictures to what is right, what is wrong. So if you see that is something problem solving, irrespective
Yeah.
of the industry. But how I'm approaching that, user study is happening there. Now if I look behind, I have those terminologies that what we actually did was, so user study is something which we did. Then visual communication we worked upon. Then if they were if people are following on or not those solutions which we provided, so user testing is happening. So those approaches I am trying to focus more upon, that even if you have if someone is having project in different domain, but how you approached it, that counts.
Okay. Okay. So instead
Yeah.
of like creating a new project, you have like created a project which you have more experience on it.
Right. So
Yeah.
that is important, I felt, because if I take some new project and I know nothing about it, no inside out, and 2 months I'll just make something, cook a story, it won't justify, because I don't know
Yeah.
what they are going to ask, or if I'll be able to answer it in the full justice. They'll ask question from whatever I am sharing, right? So I should be
Yeah.
thorough with the knowledge and the process that I followed, the interactions I have had with people, the experiences of solution that I've created. So I felt that it's better I take a project which I have spent good amount of time and I can talk about it.
So Shivani, finally you have took inspiration from your experience only. So now you have to start building your project. Like, can you walk us through your typical design process from initial research to final implementation?
Yeah, I'll take example of one small project which I documented in my portfolio as well. So
Yeah.
it's a practical incident. Yeah, so I'll share that how that problem solving thing emerged. Like meanwhile I was already working on the portfolio thing. So how the mindset
Okay.
changed. So how the way of looking at things changed. So I went to a bank and I was told that
Okay.
you go on the such and such counter number and get the signatures done. Okay, I was like cool.
Hmm.
So then I'm looking around at where the counter number is written. So the thing was that
Yeah.
counter numbers were written on the desk in front, and in front of the desk, the table, there's a huge queue. People have gathered the
Yeah.
counter, and it's difficult. And on a practical aspect, if I see, then communicating someone to go on counter number 1, go on counter number 2 is the easiest thing. Okay, rather than saying you go meet XYZ person, or you go to talk to this XYZ designation, if I say. So number is something which is easier for the public who is coming there, because people are coming from rural background as well, from urban background as well. So I felt that if something can be, it's a very small thing I'm referring, because to ease that understanding. So I felt that
Yeah.
something can be done about it. Like what if we just put those number somewhere on top of, if or there is some navigation or anything which just helps me to find the counter number 11. So I documented it. I took this problem as something which how I can solve, and I was on the process of how to do things. So I took this problem and illustrated, because illustration and sketching, as we talk about that, how sketching is important. So I visualized the scenario that how I was told to go from this counter to this counter, and how the problem clicked me that this is something that someone needs to work upon. So
Yeah.
then I moved to the WH questions, for example, that what the problem was, why the problem arised, for example, and who is responsible to create this confusion, or like similar questions basically, that and
Yeah.
yeah, so those WH questions I started with to like know more about the problem there. Then I moved to that,
Okay.
what are the solutions which are already existing, like how navigation work. Is navigation the sole solution, or I can look upon something else as well? So I thought that navigation is something I'll try to know more about. And like
Okay.
I gathered few insights that how airport navigations are, or any indoor area navigations are, what are the devices which is put, how the color scheme works. So that was again a learning that I was going through while I was doing the secondary and primary research. So I
Okay.
documented that. I tried to find the pros and cons of each of them. Then a simple solution I provided, just put the number instead of in front of the desk on the top of the counter. So it's easier and visible from any corner of the indoor space where the different
Yeah.
counters are. Yeah, so I'll tell you the interesting thing that surprised me, that this was one project which I got to talk about in during my IDC communication design exam, because the professor, I remember, they were like, did you solve it, or like who gave you this project, because it's a practical thing which not just me
Yeah.
but many other people who every day visit there face it, and that's
Yeah.
what they want to they look forward to, that how you're perceiving a problem, instead how small it is or how major the problem is, but are you able to think in certain way. So I talked, like we discussed that project in IDC. Then IIT Guwahati also had that project. I had the conversation with the profs. They were like, okay, so did you do, like, how did this happen, like was it created, like they were curious to know that how come this is a very small thing but it's creating an impact at the end of the day.
So Shivani, in the previous question, like you have told like how you will start your entire design process. So like for any design process, we have to do user research. So user research is very important for, especially for UI UX design, So like how do you approach user research? Like what techniques you have found that are more affecting for communicating towards user research? Okay.
Like how approaches that after the WH questions, I try to find that who the user is, like what is the age group, what is the demographics, what the language is, like the how I mentioned that people in Hindi will be more comfortable in the previous project I was talking about. And then what are the challenges, so you can just sit and observe the challenges the person is facing if you are creating a project. So for any domestic appliance or anything which you come across in your daily life, just observe the things around it and document it.
Okay.
That what are your observations. You can be fly on the wall, just sit there, observe it, how it's being used, break down it into each step, have a user journey. So these are the parts of the research which will help you analyze the problem and also try to find out the challenges while the user journey. You also find the pain points, the key point. Then you prioritize that which you, because see not if you end up finding 5 problems, the goal is not to solve all 5 of them. Okay, there is no ideal solution for any of the problem, but what you can think about is that if something you can come up with while ideation which solves your majority of the problem, so that's what we call a good design. So what motivates a person? So for example, if you talk about a user who is working say 10 hours at a place and going using an appliance, say laptop only, but doctors won't recommend 10 continuous hours of laptop usage. But what are the motivations? We can also document that part, that why the person is there for 10 hours. Like,
so Shivani, like you have finally completed your user research, so now you have to build your first project. So in which design tool like have you built your first project, and what do you most like about that design tool?
So that time I was just familiar with InDesign because I used it for a very small project during my college. So I was like not able to use Photoshop, Illustrator that time. I was completely new to it. So I thought that and I asked people that is there any particular software we need to create the portfolio, and or do I have to create a like digital portfolio or a hard copy. So that time, because most of the interviews were online but few were offline as well, so I thought that not to waste time in learning a tool, I know InDesign, I'll be able to document things there. And I have seen people who have documented their portfolio in Word also, PowerPoint. So I think tool is not something which is hampering your portfolio.
Okay, so like your work plays a major role, not your tool.
Definitely. Tools are not something which you will be pursuing after you join a college.
So Shivani, as you are new to UI UX design, so like you are building your first project in the UI UX design. So I hope you also gone through few challenges. So what has been the biggest challenge you have faced in your first project, and how do you overcome it?
So in the very first project, what I felt is that I had no idea that how a project is documented, because how we document a report is very different from a portfolio documentation. So that was the thing that how do I start, because work I have done, but how I perceive to document it, and what all I need to tell about it, what all is I can talk about, because it's different. Like the process, I'm not even aware of the process by the time. For example, the WH questions, those were not something which I did while my undergrad. There were reports which we were working upon. When I used to refer to the portfolio that people have put on their Behance, or the projects they are currently doing, so there it helped me a lot, that what all aligns to my understanding, where I can give my input to document those process. Say, like for example, if I'm documenting 4 process that I did primary research, there's an Excel sheet in front of me, but to put that, to articulate that Excel sheet in a portfolio is something that I have to work upon. I can't just right away put that in the portfolio. It has to speak. And people who are judging me or who are interviewing me, they don't have entire day to go through everything. So that understanding to build that what I have done and how I will communicate to the professors here was the major challenge which I faced. But yeah, great.
Okay. So Shivani, like at your initial stage, like we have to use some resources for learning UI UX design. So these days, if you have any question, what people are doing is they are simply going to Google and they are typing ChatGPT and they are asking questions to ChatGPT. It was giving answer. Like, or if you don't find the proper answer which we need, we are going to YouTube and we will do like some research in YouTube. So like I hope you also like gone through YouTube and Google. Like what resources you have used for learning this UI UX designing or for building these projects?
So major inspiration came from the online available portfolios. Like there's a website for NID where the students from NID, every project is documented there. And DSource is something which I believe if I have known in very initial state, it would have helped me more than what how I perceive it now, because DSource is a platform from where you can see what all kind of projects are done, especially in IDC, IIT Guwahati and NID. So and they are very well documented. So those process which we can refer and simplify the documentation process, that is something which I lacked in the initial time.
So Shivani, let us assume you have built like 2 projects for your portfolio. So now it's time to take feedback from other designers. Like how did you take feedback from other designers and how you implemented that feedbacks in your design?
That by that time I used to connect with people on LinkedIn and like spam them with that, I'm building a portfolio, I need your feedback. So there were like, and great response I got, that like there were many people who helped me give feedback, maybe from very minute detailing or just saying that just change the layout, it's not something which is making any sense, lot of information is there, increase the chart size. Because for me, how I was perceiving is that so I remember how I put 5-6 chart in one page, because for me it was like, okay, who is gonna look in such a detail, I just need to put information there. So one of the designer, he or she told me that why you not increasing the size of the chart, because if I am viewing it, every information is important. What if you just put any random information? So I want to know that what is inside. So just increase the size of all the chart, visualize them very nicely, and everything should be there and everything should catch attention, right? Write titles under every image, because you know what the image is about, but me being an outsider, I know nothing about that image. So write caption that this figure is about this, and use colors very nicely, and no need to make it very funky, or you can be as subtle as possible, but everything should be connected, and a process should be visible, rather than shuffling and putting something first and then later. But it should make sense that a journey should be visible, basically.
Okay, so Shivani, like you have did a portfolio for your admission at IDC Bombay. Like have you used the same portfolio for your internship as well?
Yes, so I kept the same portfolio, but what I did was that I observed that many people are working on building their website or working on their Behance, and by that time I had no Behance account, or I started working to work upon the projects which I was doing simultaneously while I was preparing for the exam. Along with it, I also documented few of the modules which were running, and by the time the internship season was starting, so I documented those projects, because it will help me to have the conversation with the interviewer about what I have done here as well, rather than just what I did before IDC. It's always a plus point to like showcase that what all multidisciplinary skill set that you have while you are applying for any of the internships. So I felt that it's always good to articulate whatever the work you have done.
So Shivani, now let us talk about your internship experiences. So as we know, like you are currently working as a UI UX designer at Cisco. So apart from Cisco, like what are the companies you have applied?
Yeah, so when the placement season began, there were different companies which were starting coming for day 1 and day 2. Yeah, so Cisco came on day 2 of placement, and there was a first company that I was shortlisted to, but I was
Okay.
fortunate enough to clear all the rounds.
So Shivani, for the internship, I hope there will be a interview. So I hope you also gone through that interview. So like how is your interview experience for the Cisco? And if you remember, like what are the questions you have been asked in the interview? Can you please mention that questions as well?
Yeah, so the first and second round of the interview were technical rounds, where I was majorly focused to talk about the projects from my portfolio. And the people were very generous, and they gave us the leverage that you present us the portfolio that you are comfortable with, and that's a great thing. You're not restricted to present a certain kind of portfolio, and the people who are interviewing are also aware that we have just joined design college. So when we'll be talking about those things and projects, they'll know that how we perceive things, how much we are aware of the process, and all those things which matter while we be working there. So my first round of interview started with the one project which I mentioned, my summer internship, right? The one I did with Export House, which has no relation to IT company or any of the with any of the digital product, but I presented that portfolio, and we had a lot to discuss about. Then post that, like I talked, like we had a discussion on that project for 10-15 minutes. After that, so the major questions that were threaded around that project was more about the user research and the approaches of finding the solution, the ideation stages, and the basics of design process basically. Then they wanted to see any technical project or any digital project that I have done. So they asked me that apart from this project, if you have any non-tangible project that you have done on. So I in my portfolio I articulated one of my freelancing project, and it was for an NGO. So I thought that recently I've done this, and I'll talk a lot about it, because small interactions I mentioned there and talked about the process. So it went what was the ideation, who is the target audience, and how I have highlighted that what are the minute changes which will help the user to easy navigation, how the user experience is being enhanced, and so to know in and out about what you have done, what are your learnings. They wanted to know that while I concluded this project, what was my learning since this was recently done. So yes, so this was my technical round 1. Then in the afternoon, I had my technical round 2 interview. That was with the project manager of my team, and again the same pattern followed. That tell us about one of your project, and we'll have a conversation regarding it. And again they want to know that how you perceive and everything that I mentioned before. So then one incident which was my takeaway from that interview was, so while I was telling him that we did this, we were a team of 4 people, this was time, like 2 of us were working on this, and this was like I was mentioning that as a group how we were working, and as individual where my role was. So he highlighted me that very moment, that Shivani, I really like the fact that you give credit to other people as well. And in design industry, this is something which at times we lack, that people run behind credit, that I have done this, I have done that. But he mentioned about this, that this is something I feel is a very positive attitude, to give credit to other people as well, and mention that when you work in collaboration, everyone's opinion matters. So this was my one learning, and I felt really good about that unknowingly, but I guess there was something as a designer I learned through this journey. So then the third round was just the HR round, where they know that you'll be able to relocate or any human resource related.
So like Shivani, like what I understood from your interview experience is you should not fake your personality, or you should not fake your experience. So you have to be honest with your experience and your personality, And what the interviewers expect is they just want to know about your thought process, not about your projects or not about your background. So they just want to know your thought process. These are the two findings so from your interview experience I found. So what is your role at internship at Cisco? Shivani, can you mention that?
Yes, so during my internship, I was working as an user experience intern, and
Okay.
my major project, I was working on one project for firewall management system. Because it's a 8 weeks internship, we don't get to know like in and out about the entire project, but I was part of a few processes which were going through in my team, and I got to learn, that here, if, for example, if we are working on 10 domains, but there when you work on a huge product, so 100 different domains clubbed together, and how in sync you work. And this was my first as a IT corporate experience, so that was also something I learned a lot there in 8 weeks. So yeah.
So like your internship was like 8 weeks, and finally you have completed your internship as well. So Shivani, like finally you got a PPO from Cisco, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So finally you have escaped the IIT placement interview wala process. Okay. Okay. So Shivani, like UI UX is a like ever evolving field where like the trends will keep on changing. Like how you keep updated with the latest trends and best practices?
Yeah, so to answer this, I feel that after I have joined here in Cisco, and my fellow colleagues are also on this journey of every day, like we keep hearing this new software is there or new updates are there. I think to stay updated to what's happening in design field, be it the tools or any new advancement in technology, one good way I felt that recently I'm exploring is to attend new seminars or any like different companies have their events, we can be a part of it. There are few free access also, you can just register, being a student, being a professional, you can join them, listen to people that what all new things, new products they are working upon, and not just that, but what have their learnings been, because they are in the industry from say 10-20 years. Yeah, these seminars and events, they help us a lot to bridge that gap and stay updated about what's happening and what will be the new technology in upcoming future, and where we can if we are curious to learn any of the tool or any skill set, that where exactly we should invest our time into.
Cool. So like what you are saying is we have to attend like any seminars or any events, or like we can like have an access online seminars or something like that.
Yes, that is one way. And when you talk to people who are working in different industry, say IT industry only, but different products they are working upon, so you talk to them what is going on there, what all products they are working upon. So that also is one good medium to if event and all is not the mandatory thing and not the only thing, but when you have connections, you can talk to people, and people in design industry are very supportive, and they're always up for conversation to exchange knowledge. So those are few things you can like a person can go ahead with.
So Shivani, like what advice you want to give to the person like who are like recently started their journey in UI UX design?
Don't think UI UX is just about the screen, because that is a very generic perception. Firstly, like very honest, but it's more about creating experiences and looking forward to solve the problems, and doing research, not just about say digital world, but you can be working on any furniture and explore the user requirement of it, like as basic as that. So it's user experience is very very vague, and it's very interesting if you're actually enthused about it. It's always about learnings and building things around it.
Okay. So Shivani, this is the final question for this podcast. like how someone can contact you?
I think LinkedIn is the best way. Like that's how I used to connect with people and know more about my doubts or the query that I have, any question related to exam or internship or what all the product they are working upon. So I think LinkedIn is the best place you can connect.
Okay.
So yeah.
So Shivani, thank you very much because you have like given some of your valuable time and you have shared like so much value to the audience and for me as well, because I also a UI UX enthusiast. So you have given like so much information. Thank you so much again.
Yeah, thank you so much for like having this podcast and like connecting to people, and this is what design community is all about, sharing information. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
okay.
thank you for having me here, and yeah.
Yeah.